Alright, so what is up everybody, DeFlame12 here, and if you're not already, make sure to go follow me on Twitter at DeFlame12_YT. Thank you. Alright, what is going on everybody, DeFlame12 here, back again with another video. Today I'm doing the day 2 and 3 recap of free agency. I would have just done day 2, but there were not a lot of signings in day 2, so I let it carry over to day 3. And if I would have done a day 2 video, the only major signing would have been Kyle Lowry. But I went ahead and waited, and Paul Millsap got signed at night, which would have been past the time I would have done the video. And Kevin Durant and Andre Iguodala both got re-signed today. So let's get right into the video. The Chicago Bulls signed shooting guard Justin Holiday to a 2-year, $9 million deal. And as a Knicks fan, this is disappointing because Justin Holiday was a good role player for us, great presence off the bench, provided a lot, was pretty clutch, and he's actually returning to the Bulls. He was there before. That's actually where we got him from. If we lose D Rose, then we don't have anything left from the trade, and it was a total flop because we only had Holiday for a year, Rose for a year, and that would just be really disappointing. But that's a good pickup for them. The Cleveland Cavaliers signed point guard Jose Calderon to the veteran minimum. I'm not really sure what that is. I just know it's the minimum contract that a veteran in the NBA can have. Jose Calderon, another previous Knick, also part of the D Rose trade, and I'm glad we got rid of him in that trade, but I would have liked to keep Robin Lopez, so honestly, I actually regret doing that trade now. But I didn't choose to do it, so it's not my fault. Also, the Cavs re-signed shooting guard Kyle Korver to a 3-year, $22 million deal. I'm not really sure if that's overpaying for him. I wouldn't think so, since he's making, how much would that be? That's about $7-point-something million a year. That's not really overpaying for him. I feel like that's a good contract, but I feel like after this contract he'll be making even less money when this contract is up, wherever he goes after that, or if he retires, because while he's not that old, he's getting up there. I believe he was in the 2003 draft, actually, with LeBron, Melo, Wade, Bosh, people like that. I believe he was in that draft, a second-round pick, but it's a good signing for now. He kind of disappeared in the playoffs, but who really didn't on that team other than people like LeBron and Kyrie? The Memphis Grizzlies signed shooting guard Ben McLemore to a 2-year, $11 million contract. Ben McLemore, along with someone else I'm going to be revising in this video, were a pair of Kings guards that were there for a few years and are no longer there as of today. Ben McLemore, nothing really more than a role player, but he'll add good bench depth, or maybe even start over Tony Allen, we'll see. The Utah Jazz re-signed small forward Joe Ingles to a 4-year, $52 million contract. And Joe Ingles is a role player. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. And if they don't get Gordon Hayward back, he might actually get a starting job. If not, he'll provide bench presence just like he did in the past years. One of the biggest signings of today, the Denver Nuggets signed power forward Paul Millsap to a 3-year, $90 million deal. This is a good signing for them. Adds some star power along with people like Nikola Jokic, and if they keep him, Danilo Gallinari, along with role players like Jamal Murray, who's still developing, Kenneth Faried, Gary Harris, people like that. And I feel like the Nuggets are actually going to be a pretty good team this year, maybe a playoff team, if not then just outside of it. And this is definitely a good signing for the Nuggets, and with Millsap leaving the Hawks, that marks the 2015 Hawks starting lineup is all there. None of them are on the Hawks anymore, and they're all on a different team. Korver being on the Cavs, Horford the Celtics, Millsap the Nuggets, Teague the Timberwolves, and DeMarre Carroll the Raptors. Here's the other Kings guard. The Indiana Pacers signed point guard Darren Collison to a 2-year, $20 million contract. And the Kings didn't really need him back now that they have De'Aaron Fox, and Darren Collison the past years hasn't been much more than a role player. He's started, I believe he was benched for Rajon Rondo a couple years ago, and this year, I forget whether he started or not. He might have started some of the year, but both Collison and McLemore haven't provided any more than a role player spot, and maybe Darren Collison can find success in Indiana. We'll see. Indiana's probably not going to be very good this year because they got rid of Paul George, and he was really one of their only assets other than like Miles Turner and now Victor Oladipo. But we'll see what happens with that. The Toronto Raptors re-signed power forward Serge Ibaka to a 3-year, $65 million deal. And Serge Ibaka, I feel like, is declining now. He was really good on the Thunder, didn't do much for the Magic, and I guess he was a little better on the Raptors, but still, I feel like he was expected to do a lot more than he actually did. And the Raptors also re-signed point guard Kyle Lowry to a 3-year, $100 million deal. There were a lot of rumors that Kyle Lowry was going to leave. I thought he was going to stay, and I'm glad he did. The Raptors are my second favorite team, and I'm glad to see Lowry and DeRozan stick together, along with people like Valanciunas, Ibaka, Carroll. And I hope the Raptors can be a good team this year, because come playoff time, that's what I'm going to have to root for. The Houston Rockets signed small forward P.J. Tucker to a 4-year, $32 million contract, and he might claim the starting job right away. I'm not really sure. He could, or it could be Trevor Ariza or somebody like that. We'll have to see. And they also re-signed power forward Nene to a 3-year, $11 million deal. I feel like Nene's getting up there in age, and this is a small contract for him, just what they needed to re-sign him. And he could start, or somebody like Ryan Anderson. The Timberwolves signed power forward Taj Gibson to a 2-year, $28 million deal, and that just completes their starting lineup right there. Yeah, they now have a starting lineup of Jeff Teague, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, Taj Gibson, Karl Anthony Towns, and that's going to be a good team this year. I feel like they're definitely going to make the playoffs, and I'm excited to watch them go out there and do their thing this year. The Golden State Warriors re-signed small forward Andre Iguodala to a 3-year, $45 million deal, and there was a lot of rumors that he was going to leave, go somewhere like Minnesota or San Antonio, and even I predicted him to go to San Antonio, but he did re-sign with the Warriors, and I feel like they really are trying to keep their team together, re-signing him, Curry, Livingston, West, and Snake, and he's a good sixth man, and he's good in the playoffs, and although he is getting older, he's still a good player. They also re-signed small forward Cupcake to a 2-year, $53 million deal, and I feel like this is a big pay cut for him, and this just shows how much he wants to win another ring, and I don't have any respect for him whatsoever. The Washington Wizards signed shooting guard Jody Meeks to a 2-year, $7 million contract, and this is a good signing because Bradley Beal is very injury prone, and they need someone to come off the bench and be able to provide a good amount of minutes and a role player spot to replace Bradley Beal if he gets injured, and I feel like Jody Meeks can do just that. Jody Meeks isn't a bad player, isn't great, just what a role player is basically. And that's really all I have to say. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Peace.